Do you like a strong tea?
I like a reasonable tea. Let's have a look. I'll tell you the colour.
That looks quite strong.
That'll be fine.
Okay.
Thank you. That was beautifully done.
Not bad, really.
No.
Okay.
Do we have any sugar? Yes.
There's a
Yes.
dispensary thing there.
So there is.
I'm going to put this on here because I really don't like putting boiling things on.
No, neither do I. Very responsible of you, Clara.
Yeah, it's good to be responsible.
At least sometimes.
Some of the times. You've got a knife there.
Thank you.
Okay.
I'm starving.
Are you?
I am.
So, anyway, this looks lovely, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yum, 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 yum. Oh, you need some milk? Let me just play the...
Play mother.
Speak to Ian first. The main problem, there's no problem, nobody can do
That looks fabulous.
Does it? Okay.
You've done this before, haven't you?
Yes, on occasions. Okay.
Did you learn how to port it in home economics lessons?
Oh, our poor home economics teacher. We had a Mrs. Humphreys. We were wicked. Actually, we would sit bored all lesson until the stuff she was had sort of cooked was due to come out of the oven, and then we would bombard her with questions so that everything came out singed. Isn't that mean?
That is mean, actually. That's very,
Yes.
very mean.
So, shall we kick off?
Well, we can do. I mean, it's recording.
It's recording. So, anyway, today we're talking about regeneration.
Yes, we are. And that's actually a very hot issue here.
It is.
In Ramsgate,
yes,
or Thanet
this
generally.
is true.
Basically, so the conundrum is, Thanet, like most seaside areas, have had a bit of a hard time over the last 40, 50 years.
Well, yes.
Economically.
Ever since Freddie Laker set up his cheap flights to the south of Spain.
Yes.
Nuts, isn't it?
Yes, I remember
Actually,
that.
that exported people, instead of coming for their summer holidays to the seaside resorts of the UK
Yes.
and Thanet, because actually we have the nicest climate, and we have sandy beaches.
Sandy beaches.
But actually, it's been on a steep road down, although it's changing audience, if you're around the rest of the world, Thanet is magnificent, but actually needing regeneration.
Yes, it went into steep decline, particularly Margate. Margate is sort of like was the mass tourism
Yes,
seaside
see all
town.
those fantastic buildings.
But we also have Broadstairs, which is your more sort of like refined people go there.
Very refined. That didn't change much, though.
No, it hasn't changed very much. And then where we are at the moment is Ramsgate, which which has always been a working port, but has actually an awful lot going for it in terms of a tourist resort as well. It's got, just like the other Thanet towns, it's got beaches, music, great pubs and whatever.
But also a higher density of listed Grade 2 buildings than anywhere else in the United Kingdom.
I thought it was England and Wales. Also, Thanet has more Grade 2 listed buildings of any district in England and Wales, and
probably Scotland, I would say.
The bulk of those are in Ramsgate, so there's a lot of good stuff here in Ramsgate. The problem is that this place has been impoverished for many decades. And so the question is, how do you regenerate this area during this sort of like age of austerity, when government wants to do less? We've got Kent County Council
cutting funding to coastal communities.
Exactly. Kent County Council hasn't got the money. Thanet District Council is pretty much broke.
And also it's
incompetent a lot of the time.
But also it's destined to get worse, even more so, because by 2020, and that's just really 2 years' time, the government will have stopped all government funding to local councils.
What used to be called the formula grant will have been removed, yes.
And so that means that local authorities will have to raise all of their own funds.
Yeah. Now there are other funding streams, and the main ones, or the main initiatives here are the Regeneration Group, which is led by South Thanet's Tory MP Craig McKinley.
Yes.
and
Regeneration, Ramsgate Regeneration Alliance it's called.
Yes. Now,
And we did attend that.
we did attend that, and we actually did a filmed thing about that, which we will include in this programme and other programmes. But I think our view was that there wasn't a great deal of regeneration
No,
going
there wasn't
on, was
actually.
there?
No, it was very frustrating in many respects because people were focusing more on the problems rather than considering any solutions at all.
Well, basically, it seemed to me bizarre that group seemed to be much more concerned about managing the consequences of austerity.
Well, yes.
The police didn't
And
have
yet
enough
it
money.
never even was raised.
Well, no, the austerity as a word was never mentioned, but cuts and lack of funding were mentioned all the time.
Yes, I mentioned
So
it
the
as
police,
well, so yeah.
so crime, particularly violent crime, has risen.
But not that
a bit.
much.
I know, but this is what they were saying.
Yes, well, that's their focus on
But
it. I mean,
they were looking at policing
Yeah.
with very low, with very small resources. That
yeah,
They were looking at
which have been
increasing.
cut.
They were looking at issues of crime which were rising, presumably partly because of austerity as well. And then we were looking at health and other other institutions which are also facing major cuts as well.
Yeah.
And so Thanet, like most or a lot of coastal communities, are facing a lot of economic difficulties as a direct result of government policy as well as other things as well.
So there are,
And the other element to this was the town council, which doesn't have a great deal of power or money,
no, it doesn't. It only gets 468,000
which is a bit.
for the whole year, and there are 46,000 people plus who live in Ramsgate.
And they were recently doing a public consultation around their what they call the neighbourhood plan.
Yes, that's been going on for 4 whole years. It's
Indeed.
been funded to go on for 4 whole years. And you attended the results, didn't you?
Well, we have a report, and we'll be covering that as well.
Yes.
The issue about this, though, that the public consultation, in the public consultation such as it was, local people actually raised a whole load of issues and wanted a whole load of things done that the town council have no power to act on. But the idea was that the neighbourhood plan will then be incorporated into the local plan from Thanet District Council.
Yes, it wasn't completed in
But,
time, as
but
I
there's
understand it.
there's a whole load of problems with that because the local plan, Thanet District Council's local plan, also hasn't been completed or submitted, and that's partly, or at least it looks like that saga is going to go on for some time longer,
Well, 'cause they're
because of
going
all
to impose
because
it,
of all
aren't
of the
they?
stuff around Manston
It's an
Airport.
airport, yeah.
The people who are in, or some people in support of the airport, are trying to torpedo the local plan that's being put together by Thanet Council, because they want it to specifically ensure that Manston will be reopened as an airport, which personally I think is complete and utter madness. But
Okay,
anyway,
that's yes.
and so
okay.
that's the scene. So we're now going to go through a few things in this programme, just as an introduction to these themes. But these are going to be continuing sorts.
Yes, and
I
also
think.
they will be, and also what you will be. What we will be researching really, and inviting the comments of local people about their own ideas, and there are various organisations, or not organisations, but sort of umbrella groups, like the Coastal Cultural Communities group, which we attended and was so vastly different to
Yes.
the Ramsgate Regeneration Alliance. I mean, it was just, you couldn't have had more different organisations looking at making change in Ramsgate.
The
It was
Regeneration
just
Alliance
astonishing.
had, it seems to me, no ideas, no vision
was
of the
so
future.
dead. I mean, it really was.
Whereas the Coastal Communities
was
Initiative
vibrant.
was all about ideas.
It was all about, but it was so vibrant. It was,
and it's part of an initiative
which is
to
nationwide.
which is trying to regenerate a whole load of areas across
Yes.
the country.
But doing amazing things locally. I mean, it was very exciting to attend it.
Well, they haven't
and
done a
it was-
great deal yet, but it's only
Well,
just
no,
started.
but they've actually been. There are programs that they have been doing, such as work with schools and students and
Well,
stuff.
but we're
Really
going to look at that in
We
future
are going
programmes.
to be looking at that in future programs, and we're going to be looking at the local views of people to find out, what their contributions were to our local consultation, and other consultations about the development of, one of the theories is that if you develop the port, it'll develop the town, and TDC are almost riding roughshod over the local population to do that. So we will be searching out local people's ideas, and so please watch and listen.
So see you later. Bye for now.
Bye bye.